Hey guys, welcome to Copernicus Corner. I am over in Watcher of Realms again, and just done the guild fights on the dragon, so I'm off to claim those rewards. Looks like we got 20 guild coins, 20 guild activity, and 5,000 gold for claiming rewards, or sorry, for challenging Drake's Chasm twice. Alright. And then I apparently forgot to turn on the chat over here, so let me fix that real fast. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I've done a lot of the daily things. Maybe not all of them, but at least most of them. I see that the root over here has some goodies for us. Not very good goodies in his current batch, but let's see if we can refresh it and see what he's got in the next lineup. Doesn't look any good. Let's refresh again. Here we have some other not very good items. No lovely summoning crystals or anything fun like that. Alright, let's go in for the 500 gold refreshes then. And then, hey, why not 1,000 gold? Why not? Let's do it. We have 20,000 for 5 auto fight attempts. I think I won't do that right now because I don't have a lot of gold on hand. I say as I then click to refresh for 1,000, but honestly, I'm trying desperately to find some more summoning crystals so that I can waste those. But I figure every time that I fail at summoning something awesome, that's just one closer step toward getting that pity and being able to get something cool. Speaking of summons, let's go ahead over to the summoning page and spend one of our hard-earned crystals to do the daily. Right? Let's figure out if we can get anything cool or not. Looks like we got Cutter, the 2-star marksman from the Piercer faction. Cutter launches poison-laced daggers with ease, but downs boos with less grace than an ox. Cool. So we completed that. We got our perform one summon reward here. And so, very good. Now, what else have we? Today is Wednesday. Well, I guess technically now today is Thursday because it's just ticked over to 12:02 a.m. So today is Thursday. I don't think I have any arena coin permits. I already have spent those for now. I was a little bit late loading onto the stream because we had a magic tournament going today, a draft, and so I was participating in that, and that's always that's a multiple hour event, so definitely wasn't available for most of the day. Now, it looks like I have 3 of these guys at this point. I need a total of 5 of them. We're a good ways from that, but I don't know how much XP I have. Okay, I have 103,754 XP potions. And I don't have anybody even partway there, so it's not going to be something I could do at this moment. No real reason to invest in it right now. I don't think that I have anything that would be very benefit very much from that. We've got the Duel of Champions here. Got the Arena Battle Stern points and bountiful rewards. And I've gotten a little bit into that, a little ways into that reward meter there. We also have Brave Conquest down here. That's from looting pieces, gear pieces, and meteorites from gear raids and artifact material raids. I started on that, got 1,220 points, not too far from getting a huge stamina potion. lots left to go on that. It's got 3 days, 1 hour, and 55 minutes left. Let's go on down to Lucky Roulette. It looks like we have 24 spins. That's from Cogs. Let's go ahead and start on that and see what we get here. Got 20,000 gold from the first spin. 20,000 XP from the second spin. That'll come in handy for sure. Getting those guys up to hopefully level each for luck. That'd be cool. We got 3 auto fight attempts that time. Alright. 2 5-star psychic power shards there. 30 stamina. That'll also come in handy. I can run some more of the gear raids and work on that Oracle trial, both on the reward meter and also on the rankings there. Okay, we got 2 mythic extract shards. 20,000 hero XP potions. 2 5-star psychic power shards. 20,000 hero XP potions. 20,000 gold. Looks like over here that after 25 of these spins, we'll start getting these treasure chests over there. 20,000 hero XP potions. That's the grand prize. Over on the right, it tells you spin the wheel. You got 2 mythic extract shards. Spin the wheel for rewards. A grand prize will be awarded after reaching a certain number of spins. And you can see over there that I'm at 13 now out of 25 of those. You got 20,000 gold there. Another 20,000 hero XP potions, which is nice. Interestingly, we've only gotten 30 stamina so far, I think. We got 2 5-star psychic power shards for that. 20,000 hero XP potions. 1 ancient summoning crystal shard. 20,000 gold. 2 5-star psychic power shards. We're at 5 cogs left at the moment. 5 diamonds. That's nice. That'll come in handy. I believe we're going to have some special pulls on Valentine's Day, from what I understand. We got 1 ancient summoning crystal shard. 5 diamonds. 20,000 hero XP potions. 1 ancient summoning crystal shard. And that's all we have for the moment. Now, hop back out here. It looks like we've got 63 stamina total at the moment. Let's check in the storage. Nothing to put together there. Okay. Then in that case, okay. I suppose I can come over here and start running some of these raids for the Gear Raid 1. Stage 18 is the last one that I cleared so far, so let's go ahead and auto fight. Looks like 2 times. Minimize that, get out of there. I don't know what the faction trial is today, but let's go have a look. Cultists. I think that's the one with Voltus in it, which might mean it's the one with Enora. Yes, I think so. She's got Enora and Eowyn. No, it's not Eowyn. Eowyn, different fantasy world. I cannot think of her name. Eona? That doesn't sound. Maybe? I don't know. Something. Okay. I don't know if. Oh, let's see. Who is she? This girl here. Yeah, Eona was right. Okay, cool. Alright. We need to throw some gear on her anyway. So we're just gonna put some semi-random things. 10% rage after using a spell. Sure, that's fine. Alright. don't know of anything I need to really throw into her right now. We've got... Okay, so we have Abby Zhao over here, and I hadn't gotten her up high enough, for him up, whatever, I guess it's a her up, high enough to really use yet very much. But I do think that she's worth getting up in level. So I'll go ahead and max her out for the moment. Let's see if I have anything. I don't have anything to start her up with, which is unfortunate but true. So let's get back over here. We did get her up to level 40. And so perhaps, do I actually want to replace anybody with her? That's another question. Don't know that I necessarily do yet, but we'll put some more gear on some folks so that maybe they can do something worthwhile. Who knows? 20% extra damage to targets inflicted with bleed. Does this person do anything with bleed? Unlikely. That's a no. It's a big old no. Let's see. Do I want to actually put that on her in that case, or just for the HP and the attack? Perhaps. I'm going to consider it. I'm going to unequip it. I'm going to come over here because certainly she could use the boost to HP and attack from that. I'll look around for a second, but if I don't see anything that's quite good, that extra 100 health points or hit points could make a pretty big difference. The attack is also higher, but that's a lesser import for this character right now in this faction trial than the HP is. Yeah, I could throw this on and increase her AoE damage by 10%. I don't know if that's useful in this regard or not. Every time her ultimate goes off, she gives us, I think, 12. I want to say 12 cost back. Yes. Restores 12 cost immediately and applies crit rate increase to 2 allies within 2 tiles. And that's definitely a good thing. So she also inflicts slow, which is nice. Then we have Iona over here. And of course she slows and wonder. Nah, nothing to do there yet. Without the start, I mean, it just slows. Alright, so let's check the cultist group here. And don't know if all of them had gear on at this point or not. Looks like they do. I know that Iona was missing an artifact, or let's say I don't know that. I know that somebody was missing. Maybe it was Cyrene. Okay, so there is that. Let's check the forge. Okay, I don't have anything to do there yet. So back into here. Now for sure, she doesn't do anything that causes bleed. This doesn't say that she has to. It says that they have to be inflicted with bleed, but it doesn't really matter who they were inflicted with bleed by, right? So that's one thing to keep in consideration. And I think I may go ahead and use that mythic artifact for this, even though the ability itself isn't going to matter. the the HP certainly will. So let's throw that on. All right, now getting out of there, and then back another one. The question becomes: would Abby Zhao at level 40 out DPS um, Voltus, if that's his name? I think that's his name. Maybe that's not his name. I've now forgotten his name. Let's see. His name is Voltus. Good job, me. He doesn't have any clothes on. But if I'm going to be trading him out anyway, it doesn't really matter. Jorge also doesn't have any clothes on. Let's fix that little bit of a problem. And he also doesn't have an artifact. Alright. I see that quite a few of these people are running around naked, apparently. We've got Aatrox. Now, he's the dude who blows up. So I don't think that it's super important to gear him first. I'll gear some of these who aren't gonna blow up first, and then I'll come back and gear him. Dealing critical damage has a 15% chance to ignore 30% of the target's defense and magic resistance for 3 seconds. Now we'll do... I guess we'll go ahead and do Voltus just in case I do end up using it. Don't know that I will. But if I don't, it's fine too. Recovers 10% rage after using a spell. That would be fine for him. His little electricity field is one of his better... I mean, that is his best move, obviously. Alright, so gear him up next. Just a little basic suit there. I have this artifact on him. It increases crit damage by 0.3% for every 1% reduction in HP. Because he, let's see here. Let me show you this. Activates Halo of Sacrifice after being deployed. Causes HP drain equal to 1% max HP per second to the hero. Deals 70% AoE damage per second to enemies around. So, it's crazy. He's a little bomb. And so, but it just, he keeps on dealing AoE damage and eventually he blows up. So, that's always fun and entertaining. I could level him up, but I don't really know that it's necessary. Maybe I'm wrong. Only time will tell, right? Now, I think I am going to give Abby Zhao her day in the sun and see how she performs. Let's go ahead and throw some gear on her and look at the artifact. We've got increases the chance of triggering an additional basic attack by 0.2% for every 1% increase in rage. This effect can be triggered up to 1 time every second. Now let's see what she has. If I had her at promotion grade 5, then it would restore 15 rage when an enemy dies in range, which is super cool. This effect can be triggered 1 time every 0.5 seconds. That seems pretty significant, but I don't have her up that high. She is just not quite there. And of course, there's, nothing doing there. Alright, she's got these Lord skills. Increases faction team members' basic attributes by 10%, increases faction team members' damage dealt to enemies inflicted with slow, stun, freeze, immobilized state, and other crowd controller effects by 20%. And then we've got her ultimate, which deals 120% damage 3 times to up to 10 enemies in range. Every 1 target grants 1 stack of Psyche Force to the hero, every 1 target hit. Sorry. Each stack increases attack by 3% up to 10 stacks, and that's of the Psyche Force. And then we have AoE Magic Attack, which is a fairly basic mage attack range. And Spectral Trampler. When the hero has Psyche Force and hits an enemy with a basic attack, it generates a ground effect area, which deals 12% damage per second for 3 seconds. airborne units take half the damage instead. Seems like she's actually a pretty good one to have that artifact on. Um, I think so. Alright, well, let's see here. Let's go ahead and start this. Well, first, they suggest 286,720 BP. We currently have 319,292. We're supposed to deploy at least one fighter. I think we can manage that one. Now, I think what I had been doing was putting Nora in the middle. I'd been putting Morgan here, maybe. And so Nora here, possibly. Um, certainly Ellicos there. And then I think I had been putting Cyrene here, possibly. And then on the other side, I had been putting Voltus at the top. Now, of course, I don't have Voltus right now. Traded him out for Abby Zhao. Now, was it a good trade? Who knows? Again, only time will tell. We're gonna try putting Abby Zhao out and see how that goes. Who knows? Okay, looks like they got that covered. I had been putting Aona, I think, on this side over here. Right there. And then I've often been having to throw greed out on that side as well on the right. Um, I have Jorge. I feel like I had been sticking him out next on the right side, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm gonna wait and sort of stare at things blankly for a whole minute here. Um, I think I think it was Jorge I was putting. I'm not sure. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was Aatrox and then Jorge behind him. But I feel like I was doing Jorge to the I don't know there, and then Aatrox was just kind of when needed. Not sure. Now Hollow needs to go out, but previously it was an issue because she doesn't hit quite far enough to be able to cover everybody. And in fact, if I'm going to stick her there, I may as well come on back and hit a Nora with her too. She can only get half of the world. Other half is just going to have to. They're just going to have to survive on their own, I'm afraid. And maybe I ought to throw. Well, no. There's nothing more for it for the moment. I've got all my deployables out, and everybody's just going to have to. It's going to have to survive. We've got Aona's ultimate triggering, or ultimate ready to trigger, but we don't really have anything to do about it. Or any need for it, I should say. You know, failed to use it when I needed to. Doing well. Fortunately, these guys pulled through in spite of my incompetence. Good job, folks. Good job. I'm the cheerleader for my team, basically. Okay, so we got 105 XP potions and 12 Spirit Insignia 3s for that. Stats show that Nora definitely, by far, tops the DPS at almost 12 million. Very, very nice job there. Followed by Morgan, who I put out relatively early, and still she's just kind of continues to underwhelm, you know? Um, then Aona was doing half. Now, of note, Avizal is only like level 40, I think, and is doing as much. Her and Aona are doing the same amount, pretty much, of damage, and then both of them are doing a little under half of what Morgan is doing. And I think Morgan's pretty maxed out. So that is something to keep in mind. I'm gonna go and look at those folks because I'm curious. We've got okay, so Morgan is not maxed out. That's good to know. So she's only level 50. So maybe she's more impressive than she seems. Um, I'm gonna try paring this down to the cultists again. And I just want to look. Okay, so now Nora is at level 60, but Morgan is level 50. Looks like Reed is level 50. Abizao is only 40, and Aona is also 40. So Abizao and Aona are both doing currently about the same amount of damage. It's interesting. Because Aona is doing again about the same amount of damage, but also has basically slow. Looking again, does this one have anything like that? I don't know. Don't see anything that slows guys down with her. So, hard to say. I suspect that it was a good trade to put in Abizao instead of Voltus. Pretty certain that we can make that statement. It shows that the suggested BP for this one is 583,680. We're way too low for that at 319,292. So I don't think that we would probably be able to get very far in that. Therefore, I'm just going to go back and to go over to the Pantheon and see if I've got anything to claim here. I don't really. 32 out of 40 of these Spirit Insignia 2s. Okay, it's just 32 out of 40 means I need 8. Don't have the ability to make 8, unfortunately. So, no sense in that. Let's hop out of here, and we have some completed gear raids in the background. 13,200 points, 1,500 XP potions, a couple of gear pieces, 40 Lost Legacy trophies, and 40 Brave Conquest trophies for that. Okay, now, got most of this taken care of. I got 1,100 coins, 850 XP potions, 4 stamina, and 2 mithril over here in the mine. I do like the mine, it's nice. It's handy to have. I do have 1 arena permit that I could use. I could try for shock. Well, that's 382,995 BP. That's about 60,000 more BP than we have. Could do. I have certainly fought people in that range before. Not to say that I won, but I fought them. Let's see. Looks like the lowest of these guys is Wardoff. Wardoff has 355,998 BP, which is about 33,000 more than we have, but I'm cool with it. Let's go for it. We'll go there, and we'll not only do that, we'll also auto-fight it instead of doing the smart and slower thing. But I'm almost out of time. It's 12:30 a.m., so... And also, this way I get to see what kind of things or heroes, I should say, other people are using. Hot Suit is amazing. She does massive damage. Her DPS is very good. I don't know much about her. Her ultimate is Ghastly Burst. It deals damage up to 5 enemies nearby, dealing 230% AoE damage every 0.3 seconds, lasting for 4 seconds. Very nice. And then they followed that up with Malvira, who's one that I tried to get. Wasn't able to do it, unfortunately. It says her ultimate is Call of the Reaper. Pulls up to 6 furthest enemy targets in range toward the hero, then consumes all the hero's stacks of resentment to deal 600% AoE damage to up to 10 enemy targets in range. For each stack of resentment consumed, increases final damage by an extra 20%. After casting the skill, increases the hero's block by 3 for 10 seconds. That's super cool. And then they have Vierna. Vierna is another fancy schmancy one. Vierna has Reaper's Grasp, deals 900% AoE damage to enemies in range, kills enemies with HP below 35% after a short delay. Elite monsters and bosses are excluded. Now, I think they call that execute. Now, that dog just got through and he ate our lunch right there. That's what just happened. And our poor little face just went down. Like, that was definitely the House of Sticks right there. All right, so for that, looks like topping the damage was Arrogance with 7,545,160 damage, followed by Hot Suit, who had 6,689,540 damage. Then Edrin with 5,533,530. And then this guy here, who I don't know what his name is, but he's the Frost Giant guy, that's for sure. So Frost Giant guy, he's next. All very fun and exciting stuff. We got 3 arena coins and 4 Duel of Champions points for that. That was the last arena permit that I had, unfortunately, for the moment, so too bad on that. Can't really do anything about it. I'm going to try, I think, to do this Immortal Codex real fast. Not do it, but maybe do the first level of it, something like that. We have Conqueror stage opened here, or challenge opened here, and it's going to last for 10 days and 1 hour that we have. So, let's have a look at it. Conqueror periodically summons a multitude of undead creatures. The Conqueror continuously enhances the undead's attributes. The Conqueror remains impervious to enemy attacks, but shares HP with his summoned creatures. Alright, so Boss Rush Enhancement. Allied heroes increase attack speed significantly. Yes, very nice, very nice. It looks like we've done this one before, and so I could auto-fight it, I suppose. I don't know if there's any advantage to doing more in this fight. Like, would I get something for doing it the old-fashioned way? Or is it the same whether you auto-fight it or not? What is this battle record here, I wonder? Show only the latest 10 records. How about the guide? Okay, it's this one. I know this one. After entering the boss rush phase, the Conqueror will open the colossal nether gate and summon a tremendous number of formidable subordinates. When the Conqueror enters the battlefield, he will open the nether gate and summon his former subordinates to return. Basked in the Conqueror's majesty, every subordinate gains a boost for every 20 seconds on the battlefield, increasing their attack and size. The Conqueror is immune to all enemy damage, but shares his life with all his subordinates. When a subordinate perishes, damage is dealt to the Conqueror. He is immune to all crowd control effects except slow. The realm of the dead is small and capable of containing my ambitions. For centuries, the Conqueror Osiris serves the Nether God, but his ever-expanding ambitions led him astray from his devotion to the divine. Cyrus's army of the dead, fueled by his ambitions, surged like an overwhelming tidal wave across the land of Tia, devouring and conquering all that could be conquered. Though this great conqueror was eventually sealed within the pages of the Immortal Codex, beware, for his ambitions are beyond the shackles of even the gods, let alone a mere book. Alright, so there we have Cyrus, the Conqueror. We also have Rippers, Baron Salem's, Carrion Chompers, Tower Shield Skeletons, Pharaoh's Guards, Skeletal Soldiers, Skeleton Executioners, Sand Taker, and Skeleton Giant Shielders, who will be joining our parade here. We're going to click Challenge. And this is like a melee-only situation. case you were unaware, which I was the first time, I think. But you learn fast enough. Um, I don't recall what the best method here was that I discerned. Um, I'm going to try this time putting. Okay, uh, we have three nightmare guys out right now. This time I'm going to try adding Xena and then adding Gluttony. Oh, I forgot I had Ares too, who's a melee as well. We won't worry about that quite yet, but later on, maybe we try Ares when we get him a little higher. I don't know. Let's just see what happens here. I think what I had ended up doing was, oh yeah, I remember I had been putting the defenders out front and then putting these guys behind. Well, that's right, but that's okay. We shan't worry about it right now. I think, in fact, I'll pull Arrogance over here and then put Idrin and Xena there, and then we're gonna throw Baron um, in front of Arrogance, and Wrath in front of Xena, and then Gluttony in front of Idrin for the moment. And I don't know if that was the best idea or not. It's just what I'm doing. We're gonna see if this is, I don't know, faster, whatever it measures. I suppose if it's a shorter time, then we'll get a notification about that at the end and be able to save it or not save it. If it's not the shortest time, we don't. If it is, we do, right? Seems reasonable. I'm going to wait for the boss rush before I use the ultimates, just to try to take advantage of those as much as possible. And I think we wait maybe for them to stack up for a second and then go. On Idrin's, that is. Idrin is, he's got a pretty good AoE that happens. How I did it early too, because I for some reason thought we were already in the boss rush when in fact we were not. So I waited for the worst possible moment on that. I didn't realize either that basically what level of this we were on, because I think last time I had done a few different things first before it got to this. I think maybe I had to unlock the boss or something. Not really sure. I think I had made it to a B rating previously when I did this one here. And it was certainly a different group that I was working with at that time. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Might have been better to put them behind the fence with all of this being taken into consideration, and that's something that I will definitely look at in a moment. But on the plus side, we've already made it to a B rating. That's not too shabby, because I think that's as far as I got last time. They're beating on the fence, so it doesn't speak super well for how it's going, but I've already, like I say, attained the B rating, so I can't really complain too much. If they were able to be put back out before the gate went down, then I would throw them down to do some more fighting, but that's not going to happen. We did get a B+, which is better than prior, but I don't know that that's phenomenal. It's acceptable, let's say that. Now, let's see what happened. That was definitely the best we've done on here. Last time was the first time that I was able to do this. And so let's try it again. And I will try rearranging where I put these guys. Let's try behind the gate this time, making better use, hopefully, of, of that. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that that's the better way to go, actually. But let's do it anyway. Actually, I also just realized putting it there isn't a good idea because we're gonna want to stick. I wonder, will he be able to hit from here through the fence? I'm not sure. Might be, might not. Think that we'll just give it the old college try and see what happens. He does look like he's able to hit. I'll also wait. The trouble is, I don't know, there's multiple troubles going on here. What did I do that for? Oh my goodness. I just clicked Etran's ultimate for just absolutely no reason whatsoever. Alright, cool. Well, we'll see how that goes. I guess it probably doesn't matter too much at this stage until the boss rush comes along. I don't know. We'll see. I wish that it had an overall statistics thing like the guild fight does, the guild, the dragon, because then I could put down the, or not put down, I could pull down the menu there and we could look and see how things are going in that regard. Another thought might be to put a layer in front of the fence and then one behind the fence. Um, Possibly put the one that's currently the back line in front of the gate, and then the front line would stay where it is. That seems like it could be a good idea, especially because of who the individuals are. So let me try that. Oh, it looks like we are in fact um, at the part where we got the boss rush going on. And I'm going to let them kind of pile up here. And then I'm going to use Edrins right now. And try to get as big of a spread on that as possible. Again, I can't say if this is a good way to do it or not. We'll see how it goes. And then maybe I'll try it the other direction with the line in front and the line behind. And I feel like that is, I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that'll be better or worse. Maybe there's arguments for both. We're at a C rating right now. The barrier is more than halfway gone already. We've got a good pile who are going to be coming in as soon as that barrier falls in a second, and we're already down to a B rating, so this just doesn't look good at all. I say down to a B rating, we're at a B rating. Alright, so that was rough. Definitely not as good doing it that way. So let's go next, and then we're gonna first of all look at the stats. 34 million for arrogance, 22 million for Eadrin. Gluttony was actually next at 8 million. That's because he was at the fence probably and could hit through there pretty well. But I'm a little surprised that Gluttony beat Wrath in that regard. However, let's try this again and And then this time I'm going to put those guys in front and the other three in back. So I'm going to, I think I will put the three in the back first, then the three in the front. I'm not sure if I should put arrogance here or if I should put him to one side or the other. I guess it doesn't matter too much. Let's go here first, and then we're gonna wait to put her down last, I think. Let's see here. Gluttony, Wrath, Baron, and then Xena. And I should be picking Xena up after 30 seconds, 25 seconds, and then putting her back down later in order to take full advantage of her abilities there. Seems like that might be a good idea. And so, I'm going to go ahead and pick her up now. And then we'll put her back down here in a little bit. When she is capable of being put down, back down, basically. But also, just because, you know, we want it to be close to when the boss rush happens, that I stick her down. In fact, I may wait until kind of the last minute on that. To an extent, this is a self-healing wall. It's not completely. Wrath and Gluttony are not going to be able to keep up once the boss rush happens. But, you know. There it is. So, let's give it a second on Xena until there actually are some people here. Because I kind of want to wait until the last second to a degree. Probably now would be good. Maybe wait another second. Now we'll go. And then start using Idrin's abilities when they come up at this point. Gluttony is not going to make it much longer, I don't think. He's going down pretty fast. Which maybe I should just pick him up. No, doesn't matter, I don't think. It's, no good. No good. Wrath is keeping himself up pretty well, all things considered. And Baron is doing wonderfully over to the north there at the moment. How long that'll last remains to be seen, but that's the current status. Another 29 seconds on Xena before she can come back out, which is a problem, certainly. Xena is not who I mean. Gluttony. Gluttony is the one. And the barrier is definitely taking damage at the moment. Now we have made it to a B rating. That's not nothing. But barrier is down and people are coming in. Nothing to do about it. So the best way we did it was with the guys out front of the barrier. Could try it a little bit differently. I've got one more possibility in mind, and that is to put the better guys out front. And the guys who can only hit one head and then back behind the barrier. I don't know that that'll be a good way to do it, but let's give it a go and see how it works out. Give it give it the old college try here, you know? Alright, so if that's the goal, let's throw arrogance here, then Etran, then Xeno will go here and we'll just throw her out right away. And then we would have, I see this just doesn't make a lot of sense to me to do this way. I feel like this is not the way. No, yeah, I can't bring myself to do it. I've got to go this other way. This was a terrible idea, and I've already messed it up as far as doing it this way. Ah, well, that's all right. It seems like I can probably safely use Edrin's and his ultimate, and then also grab Xena up and stick her down later. Right now. Zoom out a bit. The thing is that by the time the barrier breaks, there's already so much stuff um, at the barrier that the guys don't really stop them from coming in that much. Ah, there's the boss rush. And now is when I'm going to use the ultimates, or start to use the ultimates, let's say. I'll wait for just a moment on Xena. I think I may wait till as close to the last moment as possible with that, like when they start going through Wrath right now, maybe, for the ultimate. And I may want them to be going Daiken when I throw Xena out. Because that'll mean he's essentially been overwhelmed, which is now. And that'll give her a better time to start blowing things up. Because she does her damage, which is first deployed, and then it goes down after that. So that first 25 seconds, that's when you get her real potential. And the other one I would try is putting arrogance in the middle and putting Edrin at the north side. But I don't know, there's pros and cons to that, I think. They're definitely overwhelmed at this point. Don't know that there's much left to this fight before things start getting real hairy. Arrogance is about to go down. Baron's still there. It's not beautiful. They're all at the gate at this point. And about to, yeah, there they go. Broke through, go in. But look at that rating. We got that A anyway. Very nice. Victory indeed. All right, very cool. Click next, and we got 100 immortal sovereigns for that. Arrogance did 50 million damage, even though he was up there in the corner. He did 50 million. Edrin did 40 million. Xena was next at 14 million, then Gluttony at 10 million. Good job, Gluttony, honestly, all things considered. That's not bad. And then Wrath came in after that. And of course, Baron is, negligible, but what can you expect, really? It's really not bad. All right. Good job. Good job, team. All right. So that was very nice. Let's see. I know there's I don't know, go back, I think, and there's a shop over here. Now, last time I had redeemed all of my points at the end of the Codex event, because I didn't understand that you can actually save those for next time. So if I hadn't, then I would still have some left over from that event and would be able to ultimately claim more of these items before the event is over. But this time I'm going to do better at that, and it'll be wondrous. Lovely. Alright, so in 1 hour and 4 minutes we'll have the next codex opening up. Might be going to come and do the Conqueror one again at some point, but for now we're going to take our A reading and run with it, right? I do have something over here, an achievement it looks like. We got a battle, and then it says achieve an A or above rating in 1 Immortal Codex boss challenge. Well, hey, we did that. So we get 50 diamonds and 10 achievement points as a result of our efforts. Alright, out of there, okay, I've got 39 stamina, 235 maximum. Believe that I've now done these faction trials, both of them that I could do. Yes, it looks like it. 0 of 1 on there, and then go back, come over here, and we got 0 of 1 that we can do there. So yes, success, we got that done. We'll go back over to the arena. I don't have any more permits from that. The Oracle's trial, we have only the Lost Legacy to do, which is participate in Gear Raid 1 to win trophies and redeem rewards. We don't have enough to get this gear recasting hammer shard. We're at 2,280 trophies, and we would need 3,000 for that. So we're a little bit behind in that. Not too bad. I don't think there's anything more. Oh well, okay. That's not entirely true. There's the zombie invasion. It's almost 1 o'clock, so I'm just going to really quickly enter this, do it for just a few seconds, really, and then quit it so that I can get the rewards for that. Since I don't have time to give it a full run of any kind, I figure I'll give it a few clicks and call it a day on that. I've done the dragon. I've done all of the harbor quests and everything of that nature. So I think that all I really will do now to finish this rudimentary attempt at the zombie invasion is I'll go back to the Oracle trial and do some more of those. I've got some quick clears to use, and I may as well use all of those. Eat some stamina potions. I've given things to friends today. I don't know if I have enough, or if I have any more that I can give today to them. But if I can, I will. We successfully reached wave 1, apparently 1 minute and 4 seconds there. Top damage item there was Blazing Bolt, followed by Scatter Shot, Physical, Fireball, and Frostbolt. Well, that's interesting. 4 different masteries going there. It's not often that happens. So, tap to close. I guess I've already done this because it didn't update the quest, so I must have already done that today. Alright, now, let's click on the mine and grab these 850 coins, 950 XP potions, 4 stamina, and 2 mithril. I also wanted to check on Gluttony and see kind of what he looks like, because I've been using him now and then for things, and it would be helpful to know, where I have him, uh, as far as, how leveled up he is and things of that nature. Um, I mean, he seems pretty okay. He needs to be started up and leveled up and promoted, obviously. But, you've only got so many things you can do at one time. So I actually don't think that I would want this guy in in the Immortal Codex right now. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I don't know, he doesn't. I do want to try him out on like the guild raid fight because of this right here. He decreases the defense of the enemies, which is very very nice. Um, I approved that message, so I think that he would be helpful in that regard. But and he also inflicts stun, which is cool. Uh, but as far as the codex, that's an AOE fight, and we don't really have anything um, in that regard from Ares. Here we have Absen. I haven't used Absen, but I've seen him in the arena, and he's not very impressive. Also, AB2525, who's a fieldmate, um, has expressed dislike for Ares because, or for Absen, because he had pulled him early on and did not think that he was good enough for anything really. He was just not impressed with him. I kind of felt like he was an air guy. Like he hits things in the air pretty well. That's the only thing I've really seen him do successfully. And it's not that wonderful. It just could be worse. So it's something that I'll keep in mind, but not necessarily one that I want to jump on leveling. Maybe when the faction trial for him, his group, the Piercers, comes around, I may want to try it at that point, but for now, I think not. I do want to do some with Abizao, as previously mentioned, and I think that there is potential there. When our target in range, the hero's basic attack is a 25% chance to launch an extra energy ball. That seems cool. Alright, but good enough. Okay, so back then over to the Oracle's Trial and Gear Raid 1. And then I want to go to stage 18 because that's the last one that I finished. We've got 10 auto clears to use, or quick clears rather, sorry about that. So let's see what that would cost. We could do 9 for just a little bit. But we've got 220 that this would cost. Let's start this, and we need 175 more. Could do 3 of these small stamina potions. Seems like a good way to do it. Alright, and then we'll do the quick clear 10 times and see what we get here. Alright, we got 220 lost legacy trophies, 220 brave conquest points, 44,000 gold, 7,560 hero XP potions, and various member, or not members, but pieces of gear. And now we have 5 stamina remaining. Even if we go way back here, it takes 12 to do one of these. So that's not phenomenal. I suppose I could add another 10 and do one stage 1, but I don't think that I really want to, in spite of the fact that that it wouldn't be all that much stamina to worry about. I shan't do it at the moment. Okay. I will check this events tab where we have one thing to claim on the Grave Conquest window. It's a huge stamina potion, which is convenient. Other than that, I'm going to check on Barut, and he's not all that exciting either. So hop back out of there, and then we'll check on the arena. Nope, still no token, which of course, makes sense. It looks like the next restore will be in 1 hour and 21 minutes on there, so certainly not going to be able to wait around on that, unfortunately. Do need to see if there's a yes. Okay, a huge stamina potion I can buy from the arena shop for 20 arena coins, which is very, very awesome. Also, I haven't checked the build window since we leveled up before. I don't think there's anything mind-blowing that opened up from that. I guess it's these 4-star psychic tokens here. Maybe something else too. Not really sure. But regardless, that's what it looks like. Don't see anything that I absolutely need to get in the guild shop. So, I'll get out of there. And I'm going to have to... Oh, wait. Obtain 2 mythic extracts from promotion rates. Sure. Yeah, I forgot about that part of the storyline. Well, not today. Maybe tomorrow, because it's 1:06 a.m. and I better try to start working my way toward getting ready for bed, right? So, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. It was a pleasure streaming with you all, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. If you're not following me yet, be sure to follow me and turn on notifications so that you can see the next time I go live. Hopefully, I will see you then. Have a good night.